Hello, David Thornton here. Thanks for stopping by my cooking channel, At Home Fine Eating. Today I want to show you how to make my Bourbon and Coke Glaze. Man, this stuff is so good. I made it originally to go on ribs as a glaze on smoked ribs, but it is delicious on chicken wings, tacos. It's just delicious on just about anything. But let me go over the recipe with you first, the ingredients. Okay, so we're going to use 1 cup of your favorite bourbon or whiskey. We're going to use 2 cans of Coke or cola, 2 cans of cola, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2/3 cup of apple cider vinegar, a 1/2 cup of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. We're going to use about 1 cup of apricot preserves, and then 2 chipotle peppers and adobo sauce. And this is entirely up to you. 2 adds a little bit of heat. If you like it hot, throw another one in there with some adobo sauce. But 2, I highly recommend you try it with 2 first. And also 1 10.75 ounce can of tomato puree. So let's get with it. Let's just start putting this baby together. Now we have to simmer this for about 1.5 hours, 2 hours at the most. You just got to watch it until it reduces about halfway, and then we're going to strain it so we have nothing but a good smooth glaze, and it is delicious. It's really good stuff, I'm serious. Okay, all right, let's get with it, and let's put this together in the saucepan. And like I said, we'll have to just let it simmer and boil for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. All right, we're ready to get this baby going. All right, we're going to start off with the sugar. So we're going to put 2 cups of regular old granulated sugar. We're going to put 1 cup of some light brown sugar. Don't really matter if you have light or dark. This sauce is really dark when it gets done. All right. Then we're going to go with 2/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. We're going to go with 1 cup of your favorite bourbon or whiskey. Half a cup of Worcestershire sauce. Half a cup of soy sauce. Trying to get a 1/2 cup. Come on out of there, soy sauce. Alright. Half a cup of soy sauce. Then we want 1 cup, around 1 cup of apricot preserves. It's about half a jar. I usually get 2 batches out of a jar of apricot preserves. We're just going to put the rest of this jar in there. And that, by the way, this stuff is delicious too by itself. Oh man. Alright. Then we got 2 cans of cola. Go ahead and turn this on and get it heating up. You can cook this on pretty much high. Well, alrighty. The spoon went south. Alright, and then I'm going to put 2 of these peppers there's 1. Gosh, that's a big one. 2. And then put 1 spoonful of this adobo sauce. Did I lose my spoon again? Yeah, I did. Okay. How many times can I drop the spoon in there? At least it's not hot yet. And be careful with that adobo sauce. You get it on your fingers or something. Don't get it in your eye. It is hot. Alright, so we got all the ingredients in there. And we're just going to let this heat up to a boil. And then I am going to put my little food processor in there and chop up the apricots and the peppers. Alright, I might want to put the tomato puree in here. I didn't have a 10.75 ounce can. I had a big can, so I had to just measure it. But we're going to put 10.75 ounces of tomato puree in there. And this pot will boil down about halfway. We're going to let it reduce about halfway. Alright, I got this on 7. I'm going to turn it up on 8. The sooner it starts boiling, the better. Alright, our bourbon and Coke glaze is over here simmering, but I'm going to take my little puree little mixer thing here and chop these peppers up and the chunks of the apricot preserves. Just try to blend everything up to where it's smooth and the flavor gets mixed in with everything just really good. If you see any chunks, just try to put if you don't have one of these, you can put the stuff in a food processor before you put it in there, or just chop it up with a knife really, really fine. that'll do it. All right, now we're just going to let it simmer for an hour and a half to 2 hours until it reduces almost halfway. Now, when it gets to the point where it's ready, right now it's real thin and it'll just be boiling like normal. But as it gets ready, it'll start getting more air bubbles in it, and you got to watch it kind of towards the end because it'll start to rise in that saucepan. So, but you'll see what I'm talking about. When it gets ready, as soon as it starts getting a lot of air bubbles in it and rising just a little bit in that pan, after it reduces down, you'll know it's ready. Then we'll strain it and put it in some. I got some little squirt bottles I like to put it in so it's ready to use. All right, it's rolling pretty good. I got it on 7. I'm gonna let it just boil down, let it roll pretty hard there for a while. Just it's not too risky at this point because it's so thin, but as it reduces down and gets thicker, you got to keep a little bit closer eye on it because it will rise up and come over. And but so we're gonna let it boil like this for hour and a half, so at the least, and see how far we want it to reduce down. About halfway. All right, our bourbon and Coke glaze has been boiling for about 45 minutes, and you can see it's starting to get thicker, and it has reduced about a fourth of what was in here. So we want to reduce it about a half. So we're about halfway there. We got another 45 minutes or so to go. Bourbon and Coke sauce has been sitting here boiling for about an hour and 25 minutes or so. And you can see how the bubbles in it are just getting more apparent. There's just a lot more of them, and they're just, I don't know, you can just see how it's more bubbly. It's almost done, maybe another 15, 20 minutes or so at the most, and it'll be ready. It's just really bubbly. We're going to stir it just a little bit and get ready to take it off the heat, because it's pretty much as done as it's going to get. And if you keep cooking it down too much, it'll just get crazy thick and sticky and hard to clean the pan, and it will start bubbling up and over out of the pan, and we don't want that. So we're going to let this cool for just a little bit and then strain it and put it in our bottles. All right, our bourbon and Coke glaze has cooked down really good, and so right now we're going to strain it. Now this is not like a super fine strainer. It's just fine enough to get the seeds and the large particles out that won't go through the tip of our bottles very well. And it's probably going to stop this up a time or two, and we'll have to rinse it off. But we're just going to pour this in here. I'm not doing too bad. Should have went the other way. All right, I'm going to get a spatula, and we want to get as much of this out of here as we can. Between the apricot preserves and the bourbon that's in here, we don't want to waste any of it. It's cooled off just a little bit. Still hot enough to go through the strainer good. Our strainer's trying to stop up on us. Just about got it all. Alright, that looks pretty good. Just a little bit of chunky stuff in there. Like I said, it's fine, except it won't go through our bottle tips very good. Got that all in there. So now we just want to pour it in our bottles. Man, this stuff is just delicious, I'm telling you. Ribs, chicken wings, chicken nuggets, tacos. It's good on just about anything. I got a bottle in here that could have a little bit added to it. Dad left, we ain't gonna waste an iron of it. All right. Well, there you have it. Clean this off real quick. Alright, I'm going to leave that off and let this completely cool off. It's still kind of warm, so I'm going to let these bottles completely cool off. Now this stuff, man, that's so good. Alright, once again, I'm David Thornton. Thank you for watching, and most of all, enjoy the food. This stuff is crazy good. If you make it once, I just about guarantee you, you'll be making it again. Anyway, thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by At Home Fine Eating. Hey, I just wanted to add, be careful when you're cooking this sauce, this Bourbon and Coke Glaze, because the fumes from that with them peppers in it will burn your sinuses. So just be careful, and be careful handling the peppers, and enjoy. Thank you.